Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of World Tanks with the Final Heads. Today we're going to be looking at the pride of the German heavy tanks, the E100. This thing is a behemoth of a tank and is one of my favorite tanks so far for tier 10s. Before this video starts, if you are new to my channel and you want to see more of the tanks, more Fundo, or the warships, games like that, you want to see more of them, then please hit the subscribe button and do come in for videos. If you do enjoy this episode, hit the like button, it does support me a lot and tells me you do want more content. And do say in the comments what you want me to review next. It can be a tier 10 I have, any other tank I have, which some of you should know I have, hopefully. But further ado, let's get into a review. So 2,700 hit points, that is not bad, considering it is the second highest after the mouse, which has 3,000, since that is a behemoth as well. But that's a common thing with German tanks, high hit points and weighs a lot. 130 tons of pure steel. This thing does kick a lot of ass. Considering its weight is also nice for ramming things if you have the lucky chance to, but don't rely on it too much. Has a engine of 1,200 brake horsepower, which isn't that bad, because it has the same sort of engine as the Amex CDC, which also has 1,200 but weighs a lot less. Now it's my 100 again. There it is. So top speed 30, which isn't bad. It does take a bit of time to get there, but it's actually pretty mobile. 22 degrees reverse speed, not the best, but it's alright. For the armor, I'll get onto it later because I've got a program which I will show you guys, so you can look at armor stats, see how you angle armor as well. Let's go on to the reload, which is 16 around seconds if you got a good crew. Mine isn't the best, but if you have bows and arms and stuff, you can get down to 15 seconds. Third reverse speed is 20 degrees, not bad at all. View range base is 400, but you can get up to a lot higher. So for example, mine is 408, as you can see over there. Signal range, not big deal, 720 base and 767 as it is right now. So as you can see, this thing is huge. Just comparing it to a, what's another big tank? Amex 5120. It's bigger than the Amex 5120. Let's see, the mighty box tank. Sort of the same size actually. And if you compare that to a nice cute E25, the E25 is actually a lot smaller than the hull. Just tiny. So this thing is a big menace on a battlefield if you know how to use it. So for the gun, you get two choices: 15cm, which is the top gun, and 128mm, which is the stock gun. Now, yes, you heard me right, stock gun and top gun. This thing needs to be grinded out. As you can see, 15cm and a 128. I must say the grind isn't that bad. You do need 64,800 XP to get a top gun, but to be honest, it's not that bad of a grind. If you know how to play this well with the 128, then it's perfectly all fine. So what's the main differences between these guns? Now, first of all, the complete size. So 150mm caliber against 128, 150 wins, because high caliber means a better chance of penetrating shells since of the shell overmatching. I don't want to go into detail, but the higher the shell caliber against a armored target, for example a Foch, for example, if it was 30mm inside, if the caliber of the shell is 3 times greater, it will be an automatic penetration. You can still do it at 128, but the 15cm is pretty good. So as you can see, 3 shots per minute against 4.2, you'd probably be saying let's go for the 12.8. But the problem is that once you get a good crew and things involved into it, you can probably fire 4 shots, whereas the 120 will probably about 4.9 to about 4.5, somewhere around there. And as you see from the stats, there's not a big difference in penetration, 246 against 235. So that's 11 difference, which isn't that bad, since you don't really need much penetration. But especially high tiers, you do need the gun and the amount of penetration to go through the targets. But considering most tier 10s don't have much armor, since tier 10s were late model tanks where they were more into the guns instead of the armor of the tank, unless you were German. So, as you can see, 750 alpha damage compared to 490, which is a huge difference. 750 is what you would normally see on tank destroyers at tier 10, not really on heavy tanks, especially something like this. So it kind of says play like a tank destroyer, but be a bit more beefy since you've got the armor, which I'll talk to you about later. So dispersion isn't that bad either, since it's 0.4 against 0.38, so not bad at all. Both have a 3-second aim time, and the 57 just weighs a little bit more because it's a bigger gun. Now, the 128 is the same gun used on the Mouse, the Shoe Tank VK, the E100, and the E75, so you're going to be quite familiar with the gun. So, without further ado, let's go into the armor stats. Before I go, look, if you are an E100 driver, or you want to go against E100 drivers, and you're an armor target, be prepared to hear a lot of heat shells, since a lot of A100 drivers use heat. I'm not one of them unless I really need to, but they will use heat because 334 penetration, which is huge, is going to be a great help since you only have 235 as base penetration. So without that, let's go for the armor stats. Okay, so now we are on a website called tanks.gg, which is a nice website since it's like a tank inspector which is online, which does help since a lot of people used to use tank inspector for armor values, since it was just really reliable. So I'm using this since what tank inspector has isn't working, unfortunately. So I'll put a link in the description below if you do want to use them. So E100, as you can see, a lot of red and orange armor values, which isn't bad. So 250 is pretty much the front of this tank, which isn't bad since it's the front turret. Problem is, it's flat. It's a little bit angled, but if you go front on 275, a lot of the tank destroyers can go through that like butter. The upper plate is 200 millimeters thick, but because of the current sloping, it's around 340 feet, which is high. So don't be stupid and hit the bloody front plate of the E100. They're just gonna keep bouncing. Lower plate on the other hand, which is the huge curse of all German tanks, is only 150 millimeters thick and has a relative armor of 240. So when you're in E100, you do want to stay hold down all the time. And another good trick is when you're facing off enemy, you want to be at this angle against side scraping basically. But when you're not firing, keep your turret in line with your hull, since this will cause the armor to be more effective. Because let's see, if you're angled at this angle here and the wall is just where the inner part of this outer track, you can see this part is around 300 millimeters thick. Not a guaranteed penetration, but they can get a little bit lucky if you have RNG on their side. But it's going to be pretty hard. And side armor is just 500, 400 millimeters thick. It is just insane. You can't penetrate much of it. You do have the tracks, but that will just absorb shots. Nice thing about this is the huge bulk of spaced armor on the side. It's around 200 millimeters thick, but because it's spaced armor, it will eat a lot of the shells. If they are unfortunate, they can hit. If they hit the middle of the tank, it'll go through the spaced armor, and you see this little gap there. It'll go through the tracks, which is also spaced armor. They will hit the hull, and the side of the hull is 120, so it's gonna be taking off a lot of shots. So if you do see a side of 100, hit the side of the turret. Don't hit the side of the hull, since it can be pretty troll. Rear armor's not that bad. If you're against some tanks, if you angle it correctly against the enemy at the back, they can get some bounces off you, and it is pretty funny when they do bounce off you. For the top, there is a weak spot in 100. A lot of people say, excuse me, lower plate, which is this viewport around at the top here, with these little bunny ears at the top. Now, what one problem is that some shells can go through it and some shells can't go through it. So don't rely on too much hitting that spot. If you do see an E100 side scraping, you can load some gold ammo if you know you can penetrate the armor, or load some HG to ruin its day. If it has a spore liner, then you're gonna be screwed. Either way. Best way to get rid of this tank is to have a fast tank go around it, make him juke the guy so he fires. So you have 15 seconds to plan your attack, so you can quickly go to him, around him, just troll him. Remember, 22 seconds traverse speed and traverse speed. Yeah, that's not gonna be helping him much. So with that out of the way, E100 overall is a nice tank. It has a big beefy gun. It has the armor of, and it's just amazing armor. Speed is adequate. You can get into positions. It will take a little bit of time, but at least it's not a mouse, which is a big problem for a lot of tanks like that. This isn't a elite tank when you buy it, so you're gonna have to grind up for the 15mm gun, but it's totally worth it. Talking about the grind for this tank, let's see the grind for it. Where's Germany? So agency E100, and you can get this through a couple of ways. The way I went through it is the Panzer 38 35T, Panzer 38T, 38NA, the Panzer 4H, the 3001P, and Tiger P, then goes to the Tiger, which goes to the E100. The other way is to go straight through the Panzer 4H to the VK, the Tiger, Tiger 2, etc. And the other way is to go through mediums. I do not recommend the idea, since a lot of when you have these heavy tanks around Tigers, the Tiger P, they share a similar gun with the other tanks following on. So, for example, when you get a Panther and you go straight to Tiger 2, you're not going to be having the 88mm gun, which is so regularly used on most German tanks, which is pretty much one of the best guns for the VK. Sorry, for the Tiger when you begin using it. So, let's talk on from tier 6 onwards. My grind was VK 3001P, which went to Tiger, then to Tiger 1, which isn't a bad grind. I actually enjoyed it. A lot of people say the VK was bad, but it was a really nice tank. I enjoyed it a lot. The Tiger P was an amazing tank since it overmatched the Tiger in armor. It was just an amazing tank. The Tiger 1 didn't have fun in it. It wasn't really my tank. It didn't, even though it said it had armor on its side, skyscraper, it just wasn't right. 100mm of armor, not the best. I'd rather have a Tiger P, which has 200. Going on to the Tiger 2, the king of German engineering then. An amazing tank. I think when I played it was around a year ago or a little bit before that. This tank was just a beast. I loved it a lot. It had the armor, had the speed, it had the gun, which was lethal, and the rate of fire was just insane. One of the best. But over the time, it has been nerfed. Armor's been nerfed, speed's been nerfed. German engines got nerfed. I think the E75 had a 1,200 big horsepower engine, and it got nerfed to around 900. I'm not entirely sure. But speaking of the Tiger 2, just an amazing overall tank. I haven't tried it out now, but I think it should still be awesome as it was. But take it with a pinch of salt. Go to the E75, which was also a nice tank of mine. I enjoyed it a lot. I had this during the nerf to all German tanks, and it was a huge difference. And this is also one of the best tier 9 tanks in the game, or heavy tanks, since its relative brother would be the SD1, SDI, I don't give a fuck. But it's still an amazing tank. I love the E75, and it still has one of the best spaces. If I had to buy it again, I would buy it again, but to be honest, I'd rather get an SD1 since it has the more troll factor of armor. And it does share the same gun with the E100, so you can have some really nice practice with this tank. So, hope you did guys enjoy that little sort of review of the tank. And we get into the replays. One of them there's gonna be two. One will be with the 128mm gun, and the other one will be with this 15cm gun. Just so you know that neither gun is bad on the E100. So without further ado, let's get into the replays. Okay, so I couldn't get the replay of the E100 with the 128mm gun to work. I'm sorry about that, but I'll put post game stats up after I play this game for you guys. So this is a tier 10 game on South Coast. One of the few tier 10s. I am platooned up with Mitch on this game. This game was very hectic. We have a 42% chance to win this game, and at first I wasn't really into the game because I think this is the sort of third game with this 57 gun, and I didn't had any luck with it since tanks I was facing off against were other E100s, Mouses, IS7s, IS4s. It wasn't my luck until I had this game, which you'll soon see. Let's speed it up till we get to the actual game itself. Yep. So Amy team are even. They have a 50B E100, two T57s, 140 STB1, a Japanese 100, and a Batchat reloading artillery on their side. Let me just change this up for you. So, not bad actually. I did enjoy it a lot. This game was really good. So, as you can see, I'm going to be moving on to the 0 line. It's normally a really nice heavy position to go to. I just saw their team, they only have a Taurus and the Japanese E100 as Tanishwares, so I'll be expecting them onto the ridge around, so around the camping area around D7, just around here. So you can see I've got a IS-8 T49 T92 as backup, which is always nice, and I've got Mitch on the side over there. Just running up along this line, and as already T92 is already taking a beating and gone. Not the best start. And their artillery has been spotted as well, which is nice. And I'm just waiting to see what the T49 spots, because I don't want to get wrecked. Do a blind fire to where the AS-29 would probably be. And see STB1. This thing, I think at this point my reload was around 17 seconds, and I do not have 6 cents. Warning, I do not have 6 cents on the tank. This is a pure stock crew when I got this tank.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Bang, 5100 gone with an Amarak. That was, after that game I thought, you know what, after that shot I think I was gonna have the worst RNG. One shot and 935 damage Amarak, just beautiful. And I do love this gun. The thing is, with high caliber guns, you have more chance of doing module damage, which is sort of soft stat in the game. Missed a shot on a 39 because he was moving, was a day shot, but totally my fault. Yeah, so I was saying, high caliber shells have a high chance of doing more module damage, internal module damage. So, as Mitch said, Amarak MX 5120 once, but because he 5120 didn't have a fast reaction time, I came in and destroyed Amarak, which was a nice start. You can see I'm just camping around here. I don't want to go too aggressive since they do have mediums, and this thing against mediums is really weak. Just gonna wait for the T49 to spot something up for me, which is just gonna be backup support. As you can see around there, he's already lost more than half of his health, and he is in sort of trouble. You do notice I'm a bit campy, but I just do not want to go forward to mediums because that will just be a game over for me, and that's this entire flank lost. You can see IS4 pinging for map around here. T41 is camping. Panzer should be here as well, but you know, you get players like that just do what they want. So they're continuing to stroll through. I decided, let me just go bed up because their team hasn't made a move yet, so I may as well make mine. MS39 has been respotted. I believe I have been spotted as well, since Archie just put a pot shot at me. Just waiting, and Mitch finishes off the very 90. That's my problem out of the way. And he continues strolling along this side. Mitch is going to be a sniper for now. He just really can't afford to take any more hits. I tell Mitch I'm going to be pushing up. We're on TC by the way. We just talk through comms. Got a nice T49 buddy to support me, so if I don't finish someone off in one shot, he'll just bloody finish him off as well. 8251. Nah, I'm not gonna risk it. Now, I am in the open right now, and I do not want to get shot, so I'm going to try and quickly get into cover. I was 140 and T57 on the ridge, and this RU is just trying to run for his life. If I was him, I'd probably cliff dive and probably run the hell away, but I think this guy wanted to pick a fight. Yep, should have done a lot earlier. 822 damage. Average damage is 750, but you do get a lot of high rolls, since I think it's 30%, or you have a 30% chance of going. No, you have a chance of going 30% higher or 30% lower than your average damage roll. Normally do get 600 now, but during this game I think got high rolls, which was always nice. Tifan's gonna be scanning out for me. Batchat's been spotted, who's gonna be coming back, I think, or maybe the other Batchat artillery, I do not know. Just gonna wait, and the I'll use a one shot for Mitch, and I think he has him for this game. As you can see, most of our team went to the beach and is totally gone. So it's now me, Mitch, an Ultra 140, and a Yak Panzer 100, and probably gun carriage as well, trying to carry for our tier. What was it? Oh, there goes the T57. Okay, so those times we're gonna be carrying for the tier 10s. Nice thing about the armor, as you see, he bounced off. Is that a bounce mark there? I do not know. Yeah, I don't know where he bounced off. As long as he's bounced, that's fine. So it's waiting for Mitch to try and deal with that RU before I push over, because I don't want to be flanked. RU's dealt with, which is nice. But I'm just going to keep staying passive for now. You can see I'm still on full health, and there goes Mitch. And I decide, you know what, enough's enough. I have all the health, more health left. And there's a tortoise, and bang, artillery. And that's the 58, so that means 5 more seconds, another artillery shot. And I swear to God, the batch artillery will wreck this thing. If you load it, if it loads HE and just keeps hammering at the 100, I doubt it's gonna have much health left. Put a nice shot into the Ultra 140. Didn't get a high roll, unfortunately, but it was enough to sort of kill him off. Not kill him off, do a lot of damage to him. It was gonna be a little bit more passive. And then Tortoise wants to play as well. Bits camera on. Now, as I told you, 0.38 accuracy with a 2.9 second aim time. Yeah, I was about to do a snapshot there and I said no. I'm in a really clutch position here since I have an Object 140 on my flank, a Tortoise in front of me. I think it's at this point I was like, I need to really get a shot into that, what was it, Tortoise? 750, not bad damage roll, and I decided to back off. I saw that because looking at the object's last position, he did just fall off the cliff. I'm going to try and get behind this rock so I don't really take too much damage. And there goes our 3090. So now it's me again, and a Yak 100 against the whole let's see, 7 of them, 7 of the enemy teams, and 7 enemies, sorry. 7 enemies, and it's not going to be fun. New Protoss again. Yes, not bad. Just keep using the rock for cover so I don't get hit by artillery, and speaking of devil, I get hit. Still trying to be careful of that Object 140 because he's a medium and I'm a heavy. Mediums love to feed some heavies, and problem. Object 140 is right there, and bang, he's gone. At least that's my biggest worry out of the way, since he was fine to keep. Not good, but I'm just gonna wait for this Tortoise. I'm gonna get unspotted so I can still get out of artillery safe. Tortoise fires, and awesome, I got a high roll, which was nice. So just me. Okay, now it's just me, a Yak 100, and 2 artilleries. One of which is an autoloader. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So at this point, Mitch is telling me to cap, since Yak 100 is pretty far. The batch artilleries won't be spotting me, I don't think. If they do, then I'm gonna be wrecked, but hopefully they don't. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for the cap. May as well be a bit safe. So I go in, and I'm gonna use this rock in front of me. Since if I'm capping, the safest way for Yak 100 to get to me fast enough is to go in front of the road in front of me. See the Batchat, and bang, he's gone. 5 kills, 2 enemies left, and at this point my heart is pounding. At least I've got rid of their auto-loading artillery, which is great for me, so I don't keep getting peppered. Artillery misses. Okay, T41's wishing me luck to win, and I needed a luck. So far 5,000 damage done and about 1,200. Flying start with a ammo rack, and I just said I want to carry this game. I really wanted to. Loading up some heat, because you never know. If it's a clutch game, you really need those penetrating hits. staying in the cap circle for now, waiting for the enemy to make their move. Batch had's been spotted, and I said, you know what, screw it. If I keep getting spotted by this guy, he's just gonna keep peppering me with artillery shots. So I'm gonna keep moving towards him, unspotted, so I'm gonna quickly turn. As you notice, I am gonna be aiming quite a bit, because I want to get these shots in. There's Batch hats. I do auto aim, because why not? There's my top gun, and all there's left is a Heavies-E100 driver with high WN8, which is a little bit higher than mine, and has more experience in games. I don't think it needs to stay me to cap, I already knew that. And then this is one problem I have with game carries, when you're the only one alive and then your whole team puts pressure on you until it starts telling you what to do. It's just one of the most annoying things. And if you are one of those players, please don't do it. It really makes the person who's trying to carry the game a lot more nervous. At this point my heart was racing. Heavies-E100 on 939 health, and my average damage is 750, so that's around 2 shots. So I decided to use this rock for cover, side scrape against it, so if the Heavies-E100 ever shows up, he can hopefully bounce. So far, an amazing game. Wrecked, fine, I was a bit of a campy start, but near the end, I did start to pull through. Here comes the Jagdpanzer, just aiming on him. Here comes the upper plate, nope, see the lower plate, bang. 694, not a high roll. Now I have a Heavies-E100 myself, so I know if he fires, he has around a 21-second reload, if he has a good crew. Oops, sorry. If he has a good crew. So keep side scraping around, just hoping this guy gets a bounce, and yeah. Game 1. Because if I was him, I would have loaded some heat. If it's a last game and you need to carry some heat. So, yeah. So here are the post-game stats. If you do want to replay, I would send, I'll put a link in the description below. So as you can see, Master Ace Tanker, Demolition Expert, because of the both AMS-120 just had a bad game. Valve Effect, Duelist, Bruiser, High Caliber, and Top Gun. This was an amazing game, I loved it. 6,357 damage, 1,199 XP, non-doubled. I did have a premium, no, I don't think I had a premium that day, I think it ran out. Let's see, 14 shots fired, 12 out of 11, 12 more direct penetrations, 11 actually did damage. 6,357 damage. That is amazing, and this is what I love about this tank. Because it has the second highest DPM in the game, not in the game, out of the heavy tanks, FV215B, the heavy tank beats it by a bit. It's amazing. Hits received 10, 5 penetrated, 5 non-penetrations, 2 splash damage from artillery, got 2,250 armor, which was nice. Did 92 base capture points, which wasn't bad. Traveled 2.4, I think that's kilometers, it should be kilometers. Yeah, it was an amazing game. It was a bit costly. That's weird. It says about premium. I don't know, this is Wargame bugged up again. You can see I earned 85,000 credits because the ammunition on this is pretty expensive, so a total of 24,000 profit. Not the best, but still an amazing game. Now, let me show you the post-game stats for my other game, if I still have it. Yeah. This was a secret line with the 128mm gun. It was in assault mode, and I was only heavy, with Liam and Duelat, 2 other clanmates of mine as my support. 5,790 damage, not bad at all. 4 kills, 1,150 damage. As you can see, I died. Well, I died because for my team, since when I died, the guy was reloading and bang, my whole team demolished him. That wasn't a bad game either. I blocked 3,300 damage, which wasn't bad. 20 shots fired, 14 penetrated. So, as you can see, not a big difference in stats or damage wise, but with the 115cm gun, you get that more big of a punch against enemy tanks, and they have more fear factor. If someone's using E100 with a what was it 15 centimeter gun, they will have a big fear factor because it's a huge shell just going into a tank. They're just gonna be running for their lives. So yeah, it's E100 worth the grind. Totally, just an amazing tank to have. Normally, it is the first tier 10 tank anyone has since the grind is just awesome. Tiger 2, one of the best tier 8s. E75, one of the best tier 9s. The Tiger P slash Tiger 1, one of the best, considered one of the best tier 7 heavy tanks in the game. It's just an amazing line. I would recommend it to anyone who starts the game or whoever hasn't gone for this line. Just pure, just a badass tank. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit the like button. Tell me what you want to see next time. Doesn't have to be War Tanks. Can be a War Thunder or the Warships. Maybe there's a chance. If you guys want to, actually just remembered now. If you guys want me to do League of Legends gameplay, I am a noob, warning. But if you do want me to do League of Legends gameplay, do tell me in the comments. I will be glad to do that with a couple of friends of mine. One of them's a really good player at League of Legends, probably one of the best I've known so far. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the episode. It helps a lot. And please comment in the description if you want to see League of Legends or a new tank review, whatever. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you on the next one, and watch 6, and see ya.